everybody, I'm Joy Evans.
And I'm Chris Yee.
And we are going up or down.
Yeah, you take them high, I'll hit them low, and together we'll commit a tackling penalty in the NFL.
25 yards. Is that it? 25 yards? I don't know. We don't watch the sports teams. So pretty much up or down. This is one that I circled mainly because of the artwork.
Okay, I like the designers. It's Kramer and Keesley, I think,
Kramer
right?
and Keesley, yep.
Do a little card game.
Yes. Yeah, so pretty much we're going to go to what we thought about it. But first, let's see how it plays. Okay, so we are set up for a game of up or down now. We're set up for 4 players, and the reason that matters is the numbers that you use differ depending on the player count. So what you're going to have is you're going to have these cards around the outside. These are ascending or descending order. They're all in order there. And in the center, you're going to have 2 discard piles, one face down and one face up. What you're going to try to do is in your tableau, you're going to make 3 columns representing elevators that are going up or down. See, there's the name. So here's how you play. First off, everyone gets a hand of 3 cards. And then you're going to play a card into this display. And as you do, wherever you play it, it has to go in the order it goes into. And then you're going to be able to take one of those cards and put them into your elevator, but only one of the cards that is on either side. For example, let's say I've got this 14 here. I want to play, let's see here, I will play it right here. All right? Now, because that goes between these, I can choose either the 34 or the 11. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose, of course, the 11. And I then place that right here. So there I've got the start of one of my 3 elevators. And then after that, I am then going to draw a card. I can draw either the face down or face up card. So maybe I'll choose to take the face up card just like this. Now, let's go into how these elevators work real quick. When you do play cards here, again, if I were to start a new elevator, say I pulled this from the display and I set it over here, I could then start a new elevator just like that. Now, these cards as they sit out are either going up or down. So if I were to play, say, later, I was going to go ahead and play, let's see here. There we go. I was going to play this 8 here on my next turn. Then I'll take this 14 here. Now, I then set it on top. And that has decided that this elevator is now going up. So I can no longer play any cards below it. Like later I couldn't grab a 6 or 7 or something and put it underneath because this elevator is going up. So every card has to be above 14 going up. And over here, I could then have another elevator that is going, say I play 77 here and then a 28. This elevator is now going down. So anything I grab over here would have to then be going down below 28. Obviously, that's pretty bad. You're skipping like 50 cards in that, but that's just an example. Okay, so now also this is going to arise later. Say these are my 3 columns or 3 elevators here. Notice that 56 is going down, so here I have to play something lower than 5. Here I have to play something higher than 69, and here I have to play something higher than 75. If it ever comes to time to, if I look at my hand just like this, and I've got these 3 cards, let's see if I can get those into focus. Just like this. So I've got these 6, 16, and 32. I then pretty much can only place these in between here. But if you look, the 8 right here and the 34, neither one will fit here into my tableau. So what I would have to do is I would have to then ditch one of these and then start a new elevator. So if I were to go ahead and just play this 16 right here. Now, also, you don't only do this when you're forced to. There are times when you can choose to close down an elevator and start a new one. So let's see here. If I take this one, place it here. Tell you what, I will take this 8, and I will close this elevator down, and then place those in my discard. At the end of the game, these in my discard will give me 1 point per card in my discard, whatever I've closed down. And then I'll take the 8 I pulled from there, and now I'm starting a new elevator, hopefully going up. That would make the most sense. Okay, so you're going to keep going around. You're going to play until both draw piles are depleted, and you're going to continue until all the cards in the player's hands have been played as well. These 6 cards will still be remaining out there, and that's when you go into scoring. Now, how does scoring work? Well, pretty much, it's like I said before, any of those that you discarded, those columns you took away and put in your discard, those are worth 1 point per, but these right here are going to use the colors you see there. you're going to take the colors that have the most, multiply by how many cards there are. For example, this has 2 blues, and it is 3 cards, so it is 2 times 3, meaning 6. And this, of course, is 1, and this right here would be 2 times 4, so that would give you 8 points. You're going to add up your points, everyone does, and whoever has the most points wins, and that is how you play up or down. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I would usually say not all the rules, but that's pretty much most of the rules for Up or Down. It's a fairly simple game.
It is. I think it's not deceivingly simple.
Right.
It's pretty accurately simple, right? But as you play a card out, I think the biggest thing people have to remember is when you're excited about a card in hand, you're like, yeah, oh, I don't get it yet. I'm going to play it. Take something next to it.
That's mind-bending. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and you just like have that hope and a prayer that like maybe that 60 yellow will still be there on my turn.
Yes.
It won't be.
Yeah, the cards in your hand are never going to get played to your tableau.
Not directly, right?
No.
But maybe through that indirect thing. And I like that. I like that little flow to it.
I do too, and I also hate it. Because it's like one of those, like, man, if that gap's really big, I could drop an 8 down there and end up with like a 70. You know? One thing I did not mention in the overview, but if you can't place it anywhere, it'll go kind of towards the, in the middle. Like if your highest number is a 50, it's going to go between the 50 and the 8. It's going to go in there like if you have a 70 or whatever. So it kind of circles back around that whole grid out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cool because, when you have like when you have a small gap on that like loop around, right?
Yes.
You have 110 out there and the 1. And then all of a sudden the 1 gets taken, and the lowest number is a 30, and then the highest gets taken, and the highest number is a 70. You're like, I have a lot of flexibility to play in between those numbers now. So yeah, every card feels at times useless. You're like, oh, this is not going to help me.
I agree.
And then at other times, so critical. So it's a nice little balance for that.
It does, and also makes you want to go ahead. The choices in there, because a lot of times you can't look ahead because you're going to get frustrated. But you do you're going to try to balance those elevators that get you the most points, and then close down the ones that do not. Because later, at the beginning, you're wanting to, I'm just going to go 8, then I'm going to go 9, then I'm going to go 10, and then I'm going to go 58. Because you're like,
whoops.
Yes. And then,
oh, that happened.
And people forget to look at the colors a lot. Is that how your people are? Or like when you played it?
Yeah. The scoring is one of those things I kind of remind people a few times throughout. Like,
right.
Yeah, a lot of cards is good. Remember that the other multiplier is a lot of cards the same color.
Yes.
And so I think as you're teaching it to people, you give that little reminder. They're like, oh, yeah, 3 greens is really good on this one. Got it. I should add a 4th one. And I think that scoring is what kind of elevates it. Because the card play loop is super simple.
It is.
And I think that some people would say it's not enough control. But I think it is fun that you're just kind of along for the ride a little bit, kind of like an elevator. But that scoring is where you do have more control. You do have more of an option to say, like, I think I'm going to prioritize this one right now.
Right.
And so I think that's what elevates the game a little bit more in my eyes.
Ouch. No, but pretty much every turn can be joy or agony, which is one of those. I will say it wasn't that way, but for me, it was very divisive on who likes a game and who doesn't. But my wife, she did not. We played another couple, and my wife and his wife hated it because it's just like it's so mind melting when it gets there. Which it seems very simple, but it does have some good decision making in there.
And I think if it's that flow, that cycle of the game, if you catch on to it, I had a table of people. 6 people, a 6-person game.
Wow,
right?
I did not play 6.
And everyone caught on to it really quick. It was a smooth, fast game.
Yeah.
But yeah, if people have those hiccups because of the whole like play a card out, it becomes this, and it feels like a lot of steps if you're not getting it.
Yeah.
If you are getting it and have a whole table that gets it, it's going to feel like an incredibly smooth card game. So yeah, divisive might be a good way to.
It is, and one of those things, too, that one frustration in there, a negative in there. I love the cards, first off. They're just gorgeously made with the emboss, everything on that. But I will say, when you go those different player counts, you're going to need to get like 1 through, I think it's like 72 for 1 through 45. So you do have to kind of take some time to divide those cards, and that could be frustrating.
Right.
It does take a bit of time. So anyway, any final thoughts before we go into the final, what you think of it?
You call out the art. I also find it hilarious that the lower numbers are... Well, I should say it this way. The higher numbers are really elegant and beautiful, and when you go to the lower numbers, they're jank. You know,
really?
It's the same picture of the elevator, right? Like all the greens, all the blues, the same elevator. But you go to the lower levels and there's like spray paint and like broken boxes on like floors 1 through 8. So
wow, I did not know. That seems very pointed.
Yeah, it's a fun little visual touch. So you kind of like as you play a card out.
That's interesting. All right, so I'll go first because this game is one of those that when I heard it, I saw it at Gen Con being demo. I'm like, wow, this sounds really great. But I play it, and I think it's just for me, it's fine. I'll go back to it. I don't love it. I think there's other ones I'd play with it, but I found myself playing it a couple times because it is easy to teach. I'm coming in at a 6 on this one because I like it. I don't love it. I don't know how often I'd go back to it. I don't think your brain melts as much as some people say it does, but it does kind of, I think it's a quick, elegant game.
I am coming in quite a bit higher. I'm giving this one a 7.5. Okay. I think that this is a very slick game. The whole cycle of it is fun. And yeah, if you have tables that get it, then even at 6 players, it feels like it moves at a good brisk pace. I love the tension, especially near the end of the game, because you've had all that time to choose what cards are out and you see what's out. Playing the last 3 cards out of your hand is certainly most stressful.
Yes.
You have 3
huge.
You have 3 good elevators. Like, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. But you do have a bit of control in what will be your last few cards. So I like that touch. I think that, like I said, that and the nice, clever scoring make it a fun, charming game for me. So great production, great artwork, and everything. And it's just always been a fun time.
And so many great decisions in such a small box in a small, simple game. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that is up or down. Where would you like to live? Where is your floor? Are you one of the lower ones that apparently have crushed up boxes in their elevator? Or the higher ones that just sip wine with pinkies out? That's me.
With the beer flows like wine.
Yes. I'm Joey Evans.
And I'm Chris Yee.
And we're on an elevator.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.
Is it on there? Is it there?
It's going.
Okay, let's do this. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. You're disgusting.
Oh, yeah. I lost it. Do you mind? I'm doing something here.
I work with children. And Chris.